Welcome to the Catholic Life Coach Podcast. My name is Carla Fitz. I am a certified life coach, wife, and mom of two beautiful little girls. My hope for this podcast is to offer support and empower other Catholic women to live their most authentic life, to share life coaching tools from a Catholic perspective in order to help you live a more fulfilling life filled with peace, joy, and abundance. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to 2024. This is bizarre. Just knowing that we are in a new year is always so bizarre. And I know that for a while, I'm probably going to be saying the wrong dates because I tend to do that for like a few months. And then all of a sudden it's like the next year. Anybody else? That's me every single year. But I want to welcome you to this beautiful beginning of this year, 2024. I am so excited for this year. This week, I wanted to go into my favorite topic at the beginning of the year, which is New Year's resolutions. I come from a culture in which we eat, you're going to laugh, we eat 12 grapes at the end of the year so that we make 12 wishes. I no longer do this. My culture has a lot of beautiful traditions, and that's one of them. I can't eat that many grapes all at once. And so I stopped doing it years ago. But it makes me think of what we call the New Year's resolutions, right? This is a time of year where we all set up new goals for ourselves. We are out there dreaming and planning and extra planning. But what I want to encourage you is not to make New Year's resolutions. I want to encourage you to make a soulful, aligned plan for you this year. Because what tends to happen is that we make this year's resolution and we crammed into one list all the things that we wanted to accomplish for the past few years and we have not yet done so. And all it creates for us is anxiety, overwhelm, and stress. That's how I always felt every single time I created a New Year's resolution. And the reason why is because when we create a New Year's resolution, we are saying to ourselves, we didn't do good enough, so let's fix all the little things that we need to fix in order to be better and to feel better. And if you have been following me for a while, you know that life is always 50-50, and you know that you have authority over your emotions in order for you to change the way you feel now. So when you have that in the back of your head, then what do you feel called to do? Then it's not about changing all the little things about fixing your life. You don't need to fix your life. You need to set a goal for yourself that you feel unbelievably called to follow. I also want to remind you that you are already worthy. So if you know and you believe fully that you are already worthy, that God created you worthy, that there's nothing you need to do to be more worthy, what do you want to do? Start this year by setting a goal, setting an intention for the year. How do you want to live out this year? It's not about the one specific resolution. It's about whom you really feel called to become. Set an intention about the person that you want to become. Set an intention on how much you want to grow by the end of 2024. And if you do set a goal, don't make it mean something about you. Don't set a goal with a mindset of, I need to meet this goal so that I feel this way, so that I'm able to act a certain way. No, you can feel a certain way now and you can act a certain way now. You don't need to wait for that goal to be met. If you set a goal, set the goal with the intention of becoming the person who achieves that goal. Don't set it so that you can then beat yourself up. Have your own back in 2024. I think one of the most beautiful intentions that we can set for ourselves in 2024 is to have our own back, to be kind to ourselves no matter what, to practice kindness to ourselves, to practice gratitude and grace to ourselves, with those around us. Now, the other mistake I think we make when we set New Year's resolutions is we set too many. And this is why we get so stressed. I remember years ago, I would set up these intentions or these New Year's resolutions of this was back when I was trying to lose the weight. I would set up New Year's resolution of I'm going to start the gym and I'm going to be muscular and I'm going to go into keto and I'm not going to eat sugar ever again. And I'm going to work out every single day, not every other day, no, every single day. And of course, by the end of the second week, I was exhausted, beat up, wore out, done. And it was just the beginning. Midway through January, I was burnt out already, all done. Why? Because I didn't have this actual desire in my soul to change something. And I created so many little goals that then I don't know where to focus my attention on. It's so important to focus our attention onto one specific big goal. I talked about this in the last episode too, because we get distracted. Our brain can only handle so much. And so for me, I think back in 2021, this is when I really started taking seriously New Year's resolutions or intention setting for the year. And for 2021, my goal was to lose weight, and I had no idea how it was going to happen. In fact, it didn't start to happen until 2021, September of 2021. That's when I started working with my coach, my first coach. And I remember that when I met my coach, I committed to focusing on the weight loss. I committed to not the end result. I didn't commit to the number in the scale. I committed to becoming a person who doesn't struggle with food. I committed to becoming the person who doesn't have anxiety and doesn't eat sugar for no reason. I decided to become a more calm and more intentional woman, a more intentional mom, and I wanted to be a more active mom. But not active as in the gym all the time. I wanted to be more active as in present. I wanted to eat consciously, to make decisions consciously. And that was my goal. It was the goal of becoming. Notice the difference between becoming, the goal of becoming someone, and a number on the scale. When years prior to meeting my coach, I was in a state where I would said, okay, I am going to lose 75 pounds, period, end of story. Never connecting with my why, never connecting to why I felt called to do that in the first place. Whereas that time, that made a huge difference for me because my why was my children. I felt so connected to that goal because it was more than a number in the scale. It was about whom I was going to become in the process. And this also allows space for our brain to get excited about the journey. We're not so focused about getting there. We're focused on the little steps, the little wins, the little successes that we are having throughout the year. Because no matter what your goal is, it's going to take some time. And not only is it going to take time, it's going to take a lot of mind work. Because the biggest shifts that happen in your life is because you are connecting to your why and because you are learning to manage your mind. If you don't learn to manage your mind is going every which way and it gets distracted, it gets stressed easily, and then it shuts down. And the progress becomes more sporadic. It's not as consistent because your brain is not with you. And I think it's so important to connect both your thoughts, your intentions, and to set your why. If you connect all of these things, your goal will happen a lot easier. I don't know what the time frame is going to be between you and your goal. But I do know that if you allow yourself to enjoy the journey and to enjoy who you are becoming in the process, it's so much more enjoyable. So for this year, I want to encourage you to not set New Year's resolutions. Commit yourself to a goal that will help you develop. Now with this, I also want to encourage you to have a support system in place. When you are trying to grow, when you are trying to become someone else, when you are in this space where you don't want to be the old you, but you're not the new you, you are in the becoming space. And your brain needs support. Your brain needs someone guiding it in order for you to get over the hump a lot easier. a lot faster, with a lot less drama. And I'm talking with a lot of love because I know what it's like. I know what it's like to have a human brain who gets paralyzed, paranoid, scared, overwhelmed anytime we introduce a new goal. The reason I feel like we fail so often on achieving our goals and meeting our New Year's resolutions is because we don't have the right support system to help us achieve it. So often we want to do it on our own. And it's a lonely place to do it alone. Especially when you don't know why you're even acting a certain way, when you don't even know why you're breaking down so often, when you have no idea why is it that you're sabotaging yourself. Sometimes we don't even notice that we're sabotaging ourselves. When you have someone walking with you, that makes a huge difference. I know for a fact that the only reason why I was able to lose 85 pounds in 6 months was because I had someone holding me accountable. I had someone helping me understand my brain. What were the traumas that happened to me when I was younger? How can I forgive myself for buying into the misbelief that I couldn't lose weight? We all do this in our goals. And we need that person to guide us. This year, I want to encourage you all to set intentional goals. Not to pick the first thing that pops in your head, but intentionally choose to commit to doing something that matters to you. Commit to doing something that will help you overcome obstacles. We don't grow in our comfort zones. We grow in the obstacles. I remember when I chose to leave my country back when I was 16, I left all my comfort zones altogether. I left my mom and dad. I left my safety net of my home. I left my friends. I left my language, my culture, all of it. And it was the hardest thing I have ever done. And it was the best decision I have ever taken. Because in closing that door to comfort, I opened the door to growth. And I want to encourage you to do the same. Open the door to growth. Let go of the comfort zones. If you are wanting things to change, if you are wanting to find peace in your mind, in your life, in your home, in your why, in your goal, let go of what you know. Let go of the beliefs that you have carried with you up to now. Set intentional goals. Get clear on your why. Have the right support system and allow yourself to enjoy the journey. Focus on the person you are becoming. Focus on what God is creating in this journey that you're starting in 2024. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the year and celebrate every single success. No matter how little it seems, celebrate it. Celebrate it. I hope you have an amazing beginning of 2024. And until next time, God bless. Hey, before you go, I have some exciting news to share with you. I am offering 5 spots for those of you who would like to have a brainstorming session with me. This time will be to help you get clear on your priorities for 2024. I want to help you create a balanced plan that will help you achieve more joy, peace, and calmness in your day-to-day activities during this year. Let's start 2024 on the right mindset. If you're interested in signing up for that free brainstorming session, all you need to do is click the link in the description, and I cannot wait to see you there. Until next time, God bless.